Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel where Navy Store presents a World of Warships production. Double Strike at the Estuary. Yep, a little bit more of that bloody battleship game as Jingles calls it. Today I'll be taking out my Tier 5 premium Japanese destroyer, the Kamikaze R, and Matchmaker, being the cruel mistress that she is, has put me bottom tier. I'll be going up against a Tier 7 and a Tier 6 aircraft carrier, a couple of Tier 7 battleships, a Tier 6 and a Tier 5 battleship, a Tier 7, 6, and 5 cruiser, and a couple of destroyers as well. Both teams are pretty evenly matched here. And I've spawned in on the A cap. Today's map, Estuary, is Domination mode, which means we start out with the B cap, the enemy starts out with the C cap, and we have to capture the other two capture points. Once we get those caps, we start racking up the points for them. You'll notice right now, at the top middle part of the screen, both teams are up to 320, and whoever gets to 1,000 first wins the match. Unless, of course, the enemy can do away with all those ships. Now, since there's only two destroyers, and I'm on this side, and the other destroyer, the other friendly destroyer, is on the other side of the map, heading for the Delta cap, I'm going to guess that I'm going to be seeing a destroyer here soon. Hopefully, I can get into the cap and start getting the points for capturing it before the enemy destroyer does. Now, the Kamikaze R is a little bitty Japanese destroyer. Oh, there's the enemy destroyer. And he's a Fubuki. Well, he's already in the cap where he's getting ready to be, and I don't want him to see me, and I just can't turn it just enough, so I hop in the cap too. But I'm going to bail out because if I'm lucky, he didn't notice that, especially since I have a Shores right behind me. The Shores is the Russian Tier 7 destroyer, and it has got amazing guns, and pretty much if it shoots you, you're going to catch on fire. The Fubuki has dropped smoke, hiding himself in that smoke screen over there. So I'm going to work around the outside here and put some torps into there, because there's two things that you can guarantee about a smoke screen. Destroyers like to hide in them, and people love to just pump torpedoes into them. And he's got his torpedoes out. He's been maneuvering around some in order to get both of those tubes out. So here I get mine out. Now the Shores that's behind me, he's already in the capture point, so I'm going to go ahead and start capturing as well. If I'm lucky, I'll hit him, but I probably won't be lucky, so hopefully I can just drive him out. Switch to a different view here. That's what that momentary hop was. Now the Shores can also be set up as anti-surface. Oh, what we got? Bingo! First blood. He was just broadside and I hit him midships, broke him in two. Now first blood means I got the first kill of the game, and devastating strike means I hit him and broke his back. As I was saying about the Shores here that's off to the side, it's a really good boat. It can either be anti-surface, so it can go up against destroyers, or it can be anti-air, so it has enhanced anti-aircraft guns. I'm not sure what he's doing here, but I want to avoid hitting the wreck and try to dart out and head towards those carriers that are in the back. But wait a second, we've got bombers coming in, so since he didn't light off sonar, I'm thinking he's got anti-air, so I'm going to stay close to him. That noise you heard was me uncapping my, engaging my anti-air. So if anything gets within about a kilometer of me, I can start shooting at it. Oh, torpedoes coming in. Slow down and turn really hard. Not quite torpedo beats, but good enough. Those torpedoes from the enemy carrier aren't going to hurt anybody. but they are still going after that shores. Now, you see the green dot up there. That's our friendly fighter cover. And our friendly carrier is shooting down those torpedo bombers, which is good. Our carrier is really on the ball here. I don't know if any of them are going to make it back to the carriers. Now, I got a glimpse of where the carriers were earlier, so I've got a general direction, but following that last little bit of that torpedo squadron, I can pretty much zero in on where they are going. So I know the route I need to take in order to get back over to the carriers. Problem is, there's a Colorado and a Fuso class battleship sitting in the enemy cap. The Kamikaze is a low-profile ship, so it's really hard to see. It has, with concealment module, I've got about a 5.5 kilometer visibility range. So as long as I don't get closer than 5.4 kilometers, I shouldn't be seen. Unless, of course, the enemy has radar, but that's a whole nother kettle of fish. The thing I like about the Kamikaze is it's got three torpedo launchers, total of 6 tubes, 2 tubes per launcher, and it reloads in about 35 seconds or so. It also has 4 pretty accurate guns. They have a range of about 9 kilometers, which are short, and they really don't have a whole lot of punch. But if you want to set something on fire, they're pretty good. And there's the Independence. So I've caught one of the Japanese carriers. And if you look at the mini-map, it looks like the other enemy carrier was nearby. And that's what usually happens. 2 carriers will usually stay nearby each other to support each other. Yep, there it is. There's the other enemy carrier, the Hiryu. That's Independence is launching torpedo planes, so I don't think he's seen me, but I want to stay out of his way. And he's just sitting there. See, no exhaust coming out of his smokestacks. So I want to get to about 5.6 kilometers, get my torps in the water, and peel away. Oh, crap, I'm detected. What the... Oh, God, I got within 5.4. And there he goes. He's seen me. Sure enough, he's lit off his engines, and he's running for it. Well, at this point, I'm pretty much just going to be able to try to corral him, because he's going to start turning. So if I put my torpedoes in the water, it's not going to matter. So, time to be effective and go for guns. Maybe I can get lucky and light a fire on his flight deck, which would hopefully prevent him from launching aircraft. Now you see at the bottom of my screen, I now have that countdown for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Well, that is when my engine boost will be available again. At this point, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because here I am by myself with 2 aircraft carriers. Put 1 shot into him just to let him know I'm here. It's kind of like trying to scramble, create a stampede. Maybe if I can get them all running in different directions, I can get one of them to actually head my way. And that actually might be what's going on here. The Independence looks like he's actually doing that. And he's put up his dive bombers, which means I'm going to have a problem here in a minute. Not only do I have the Independence and the Hiryu, but I also have a Colorado that's 13 clicks away, and as well as another Colorado that's sitting in the cap. So basically, I'm going up against 4 ships and all these aircraft as well. And the Colorado is taking shots at me with his main 16-inch guns. Oh, God, somebody plugged me pretty good. Fortunately, the dive bombers missed. Dive bombers could have just killed me. And one of my random shots on the Independence connected. I racked up about 8,000 points in damage. Once again, the dive bombers from the other carrier missed. Slam on the brakes, pop smoke. And here I'm going to hide for a moment until I figure out what this Colorado and Hiryu are going to do. The Independence is on my other side. Colorado. This is what I love about battleship drivers at Tier 7. They don't have a lot of experience, so sometimes they just end up driving in straight lines, and that's what this guy did. 2 torpedoes out, 1 connected. It looks like he's taking damage from everybody else, so he probably was up on the front lines and came back here. Now, I just got to get an angle on it. Hear you and put a couple torpedoes into him, but wait a second, what's going on here? Oh my god, the Hear You driver just drove straight into the Colorado. Well, at this point, it just becomes a spam fest. Put a couple torpedoes in the water and try to hit him as much as I can. And my first torpedo tube that I launched earlier is reloaded. Get that out there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now here's the Independence coming back around to get me. And he's shooting at me with his secondaries on the other side. Oh my god. Can you believe that? I took them both out. We got the victory on that. I end up with 95,078 damage, 9 gun hits, 9 torpedo hits, 1 incapacitation, 3 ships destroyed, 7 floods, 1 assisting capture. Now I end up second from the top behind a Leander with 1,903 base XP and 3 ships sunk. I took out the Hear You, the Colorado, and that Fubuki, and as well as put a big dent in that Independence. And I end up pocketing 6,711 XP with bonuses and flags, 336 free XP, and pocketed 361k in silver. I'll tell you what, this is fun. Now here's a quick little bonus angle. Remember me talking about that Independence? Well, here he was, as I'm sitting in smoke, firing my torpedoes at the Hear You and the Colorado. And there's that first tube that reloaded. If the game hadn't ended, I would have had to switch to my guns and flip back around and go after the Independence with armor piercing. That big hit I took right there at the end, though, that's what got me.